Alina Habba is a killer. She is going after Judge Merchan right now. You guys have got to check this out.
All right, today, the media mob, their coverage of the Trump trial on MSDNC, well, let's say got very weird, very fast. As former Mueller pitbull, remember Andrew Weissman? Anyway, he took a moment to declare his deep, abiding love for Judge Merchan. Take a look.
As you've noted, with respect to Judge Merchan, I mean, I am like now, I have like a man crush on him. Right. He is such a great judge that it's hard to see that the jurors wouldn't have the same impression. I mean, you just keep on thinking, if you looked in a dictionary for like judicial temperament, that's what you get.
Oh my God.
He's one of those guys that peddled the Russia.
Will this guy get a life? Oh my God, this guy's a geek. This man is God. This man is the second coming of Jesus Christ. No, it's just the most corrupt judge in America going after someone that you despise. So you're like, oh yeah, he's so good because he's going after my enemy. No. Do you actually believe in the pits of your heart that Donald Trump is guilty? Because I don't think he does. I don't think that man even believes it. But the fact is, he's just gassing up this judge because he hates Donald Trump. That's it. Who's listening to that dude? I need to know.
Live for 3 years on a network that peddled conspiracy theories for 3 years. Isn't that sweet? Here now, Trump legal spokeswoman Alina Habba is back with us. All right, let's get your take on all of this today, Alina.
Well, Sean, I know intimately the Mueller and Russia hoax, and this is the epitome of it. He's like an advertisement for Hillary Clinton and the BS that they peddled and they got away with. And God knows if it was Trump, no chance. By the way, that's a perfect example, Sean, of an FEC investigation that actually resulted in a fine, unlike President Trump, unlike the hoax that we're dealing with right now in New York. He should be ashamed
Alina,
of
let me
himself.
remind
I mean,
people,
that was just the most ridiculous.
That's when she took money and funneled it through a law firm that hired an op research firm that hired a guy by the name of Christopher Steele that put together a dirty Russian disinformation lying dossier that was used to get not one but 4 FISA warrants approved, lying to a FISA court. Nobody seems to pay a price in those cases.
I'll tell you what right now. Trump is a better man than me, because if I was in his case and Hillary Clinton was doing all these illegal activities, one after another, I'd be like, okay, this chick broke the law. She's going behind bars. I'm sorry. You can't do that. We're living in a society here. But Trump was like, no, you know what? I want to preserve this country. I want to unite everybody. I can't go after Hillary Clinton. She's a political opponent. That's like third world country stuff. We can't do that. We can't do that in America. Guess what? Once the Democrats take power, they go after Trump guns blazing over nothing. Over absolutely nothing. That tells you the sad state of affairs that we're living in right now. And I bet you, if you ask any Democrat friends that you might have, ask them, are you happy Trump is getting arrested? Number one, I want you to ask that. And then number two, do you think Hillary Clinton should be arrested? Because if the answer is you're happy Trump got arrested and you don't think Hillary should, then your suspension of logic is completely flawed. You have no bearing of what is true and what is false. I swear, critical thinking is lost in today's generation. People just assume Trump bad, Democrats good.
Most importantly, Sean, what did she do with that money? She funneled it through her law firm. And the law firm was a guy's. Sounds very familiar. Don't forget what they're doing here. Don't forget what trial we're dealing with here. If they're saying that he's doing it, it's because they've done it themselves. President Trump has done nothing wrong. Who has done something wrong was exactly the example of what we just saw. This man has a crush on this judge. Why? Because he peddles the false narrative that the Democrats right now need, because President Biden cannot win on policies. He cannot win on immigration. He cannot win on anything. So they have somebody come up who's from back in the day and fail to acknowledge the fact that Hillary Clinton actually got an FEC violation for funneling money through a law firm, for booking it as a legal expense. That is the person that should be sitting on trial right now, not President Trump.
The one thing that scares me about all of this is that Joe Biden was not campaigning in 2020. That man was sitting in a basement doing absolutely nothing. But he won somehow. And that's what terrifies me, because I believe Trump did very well in that last election. I believe he got more votes than any sitting president prior. He killed it. He absolutely killed it. And I know he's going to do even better this next election. He'll pick up a few more million votes. But I'm just scared that Joe Biden's going to get some crazy votes coming in. Joe Biden? Oh my gosh. He might get my great-grandma to come out and vote for him. Be on the lookout, because that might happen. That is what fears me about this election. Is that have there been any changes from the 2020 election to the election now? I don't know if there have been substantial changes, because there needs to be. Because Trump could hypothetically get 1 billion votes. It means absolutely nothing. What matters is who counts those votes. And I don't know if that's solved. So yeah, that is my biggest fear regarding this next election.
Your take and your read on the questions that are being asked by the jury and jury instructions that, as we pointed out, actually go against not one but 2 separate Supreme Court decisions.
Yeah, I think that we have to be honest about what's going on here. For me to sit here and give America false hopes would be disingenuous. I think that realistically, this judge is going to manage these questions the way he wants. Number one, their questions are about Pecker and Cohen's testimony. Personally, I wouldn't even be looking at Cohen's testimony, Sean. I can't imagine a world in which I would care what that man said. Number two, we've got Pecker's testimony about stories, but all of them are missing one thing. President Trump, who was in the White House running what he needed to run. So I'm confused by it. I honestly know better at this point than to assume that a New York jury is doing anything other than looking at it and assuming. You know, I always assume the worst in New York, I'll be honest with you. But hopefully this jury is taking this case seriously. To me, it should have been acquittal. I know for you the same, but we're in New York, and that was by design. So let's see what happens. We're giving them the evidence they needed. They will reread the jury instructions tomorrow. I'll be there, and we'll report back on what happens.
I mean, any courtroom that takes Michael Cohen seriously as a lead witness needs to be questioned and needs to be feared. Because number one, if they can believe this man, a pathological liar, and we're taking his word as gospel, I have a few questions. Number one, this man should never be taken seriously ever again. And number two, how could he be on a case with such magnitude as a sitting president potentially going behind bars? Are you kidding me right now? This is an absolute joke. This is a travesty to the judicial system. And honestly, I don't know what to expect. These next 6 or so months, from June to November, are going to possibly be the craziest 6 months of my entire life. But I'll tell you what, even if they put this man behind bars, he's going to become president. He is going to become president if it is a legitimate count and they don't do any of those games, they don't cheat, they don't do any of that nonsense. I cannot imagine Trump losing, because that man is a freight train. And the more they try and stop this train, the faster and faster it goes. So all aboard, baby. We are headed to the White House. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think's going to happen? Number one, will Trump get arrested? Number two, will they play games during this election? And number three, if they play games, will Donald Trump still win? Will he win by such a margin that they can't cheat it? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this, make sure to smash a like, comment, subscribe. And I wish you guys nothing but the best. Till next time.